afternoon everyone, welcome to Jendera. I'm Gerwin and I've just brought the ride-on mower down to check on the dam. So I thought I'd bring you guys down to have a look because she's full. Gavin's been telling me for a little while that I needed to come down and see what was happening down here, and I really did. And I really need to bring the push mower down here with the catcher and clean up this little area down here, because there's a lot of areas out here that I just will not do on the ride-on, simply because I'm too nervous and I don't like the ground when it's got any kind of slope to it. I just don't deal well. I find it very stressful and it does weird things to my equilibrium. But I need to bring down some more mulch for around the mulberry, and look at it! Look at it! She's doing beautifully! So impressed, so happy about that. A lot of the plants died off on the dam, which is fascinating. I'm finding that really interesting, that that plant that was doing so well has actually died off. It might come back, but I guess we'll wait and see. We're still at the arrowleaf, they're doing really well. Looks like I got some kangkong in there still. This grass is really, really tall, and weeds are really tall. My Pella is doing fantastically. I'm really, really excited about that, because I think that might be the only one I've still got growing on the entire property. And I was really not wanting to lose that plant. So I'm really, really happy about that. In fact, I'm contemplating taking a couple of cuttings off it before I head back to the house. But yeah, so the arrowleaf's coming up. The kangkong, sorry, the ground is really unstable. Oh, it looks like there are still some more of those left, so I'm sure they'll come back and take over again. So I believe that's some kangkong there. I think that's the water iris over there. Oh look! Oh, there's a whole heap of it over there. It's changed over to the opposite side of the dam. It was I thinking it was gone. It's not gone, it's just moved. Oh, that's funny. That is really funny. There's a lot of stuff I'm not going to be able to see because the grass has just gotten out of control again. I'll have to get in and get this slashed. And I've got some reeds over there. The cat's tail are doing great. Some volunteer, looks like a gum tree there that's come up, and something else. So yeah, that's doing well. But yeah, unfortunately these are not weeds that I like. They're not nice to walk through. They're just a bit of a pest all round, really. But at some point I'll have to come down with the mower with the catcher on it. Not that it needs the catcher, but yeah, I'll have to come down here with the other mower at some point, because I can't do this on the ride-on. It's just the ground is too uneven and I get too uncomfortable and nervous about it. And there's still a bit of water in, well, that's just damp there. I don't think that's actually wet. But there's a lot of little divots around the paddocks. So I'm cautious about riding the mower too much in a lot of areas. So yeah, but it's going a bit wild down here. Got some ducks on the pond over there. It's probably just normal boring old ducks, which is a good thing. I'm happy with ducks. Any duck is a good duck. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Sorry about that, just changing the focal point. But yeah, really, I'm so excited about that mulberry tree. And amazed by that. I'd love to get a drone up in the air and actually see what's actually happening over there. See, lots of dragonfly activity, which means it's fantastic habitat, which is great. I'm stoked. Can't see any little fishies, but that's not tragic. I'm pretty sure they're in there still. It's a bit hard to see in the water, it's a bit murky. Well, it's not murky, it's just dark. So it's quite overcast today, but really excited about all the dragonflies. But there's just going to be so much lovely habitat around here for wildlife. I'm just very, very happy about this. Really happy with the progress of the dam. So yeah, it's a bit windy down here today. That's really interesting that that plant mass has moved over there. That's really interesting. So there's definitely a very large portion of the dam is now covered with greenery, which is fantastic. And all this plants on the bank is going to help stop the erosion from happening as well, because there was a lot of erosion happening. So that's going to be decreased significantly by all the plant material, which is great. Very happy, very excited. But just one more section of the property that needs a lot of attention. Yes, but it'll be worth it. I just got to be in the position to actually be able to come down and do it. There's just so much that needs doing. I really should mulch that mulberry more. It's doing quite well down here on its own though, so I'm really, really pleased. So excited. That's the best it's looked since I put it in there, so I'm really pleased with that. Especially after it got that pruning by the sheep a couple of weeks ago. It's come back and hasn't looked back, which is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, but I might get a little bit more mowing done. I'm not going to get a lot done with this, just because of the uneven surface. I get very uneasy with it. Other people might be happy to mow without a problem. I'm not. I struggle when the ground's not flat. So yeah, and the only reason I really brought this out was because the grass was too long for me to be walking through it, and I'm still not real easy on my feet, so I'm still very cautious on where I'm walking. But the treadmill's helping to build up my muscles again and build up my stability, which is great. Making some progress. Looking forward to a really good year. At least, if nothing else, a year full of progress and making some headway in certain areas, especially with the property. We've got some lovely fenced areas for the goats, which is fantastic. They've got heaps of feed, lots of grass for them to eat, lots of weeds for them to eat. They're happy little campers. But yeah, really, really pleased with this. But I got a bit of a track back because I had to go right around the paddocks, and so that because I had to go around the goat fencing, because at the moment the path that I normally have along this side of the goat fence is actually blocked off so that the goats can get through it, and we need to fix that up. So I've got to go right over to the other side, so along the far boundary of the property. But yeah, which needs mowing anyway. I need to get the slasher to come down. I've got a gentleman around the corner who comes and slashes the property for me. He does a fantastic job. So yeah, really pleased with that. Definitely making progress. Lots of really good progress happening. And that mulberry tree is just going to create a lovely habitat over here once it gets a bit bigger. There's a bit of habitat over there from the gums, but gums are just not known, gum trees are not known for creating nice habitat underneath them. Mulberry trees, on the other hand, create some beautiful habitat and lovely shaded area underneath them during the summer, and then in winter they lose their leaves, so they're deciduous, so they let the sun through and again they're just a perfect tree. I love mulberries, and I love the mulberry fruit too. I'm so excited about that Pella. I'm really tempted to take a cutting from that back to the house, but I'm going to leave that. That's going to help motivate me to bring the mower out and get some mowing done. Not that this is going to be real good mulch. This stuff is not going to be real nice mulch, and it's going to be full of weeds and seeds and blah. Anyway, it's not a huge drama. It'll build the soil. Whatever happens, it'll build the soil. It's biomass. So that is not a nice weed. Don't like that one, but I'm not going to poison it. Hopefully it's just a successional type weed and it'll disappear as a canopy, as I develop a canopy. So ideally I want to plant a heap of trees along here, just because it's along that's where the water comes in. And I want to plant a whole heap more trees around the dam as well, around the pond. Got lots of ideas, just limited on the capacity, but we'll get there. We just won't give up. So yeah, anyway, I hope you're all well and healthy and your new year has gotten off to a good start. And remember, you're either green and growing, like that lovely mulberry, or you're ripe and rotting. So remember to keep learning, keep growing, and I'll catch you in the comments section. Bless you. So there's the path that I've just come down from the dam. I've come down here and over there, just wound up the hose because I'd left it in the grass. That was really bad. I might just mow up to where the fence is up there. So these are the paddocks I had the girls in, and boy, in for a bit, about a week each. These have all nicely recovered. Let's go back and see where the goats are now. I'm naughty, aren't I? I've left another hose in the grass. So I was all the way up there. I've come all the way back down here. And the goats have heard me. See, I mean, I have got this hose going over to their water at the moment, which is over there. So this was the paddock that I had them in last. But everything in there is growing up quicker than they can keep up with it anyway. But yes, this is stopping me from being able to get through. So I need to fix that up. But at the moment, that's how I'm getting the electric from over there to over there. So yeah, I'm assuming that fence is hot. I did check the tester when I first put it up, but it was so bright out here and my eyes were being so silly I couldn't tell what it was doing. Sorry. Pick on Jonathan about camera work. I've got you looking at the ground. But in my defense, my hat was blowing everywhere, which is what it's doing again. So one challenge with wearing a big hat, it tends to try to fly off, even though I've got the thing attached. Like, it's not going anywhere, but it keeps trying to fly away on me because it's quite windy out here today. Sorry, I'm sure you've got better things to do than watch me play around with my but yeah, so the goats are doing well. Really pleased with how everything's going there. Definitely need to make some more work on how I'm going to get in and sort out the little paddocks in there. But yeah, anyway, I want to get this hose out of the road so I can mow again. Well, I've now got the hose all coiled up in a pile, so it's not at risk of being mowed over again. But I think I may have actually picked up a bit of wire or something on the blade, so I'm going to have to stop mowing for a bit, which is a bit of a pest, until Gavin can have a look at it, which he can't do at the moment. Hopefully tomorrow. So I'm just going to drive back around the paddock. So yes, I don't know that you really want to come for a noisy mower ride with me, but yeah, anyway, I'm going to hop back on. Okay, back on the mower. So this is a warning, it's about to get loud, so turn the volume down. I'm not going to be doing much talking. So nervous. It's got my other pile of clothes there. That's not like a better. I'll probably just follow the track back that I made on the way here. Honestly, this needs to have another go over. It takes multiple trips over this to actually get it cut, which is a lot better with the slasher. But the slasher costs money. I don't own my own slasher, so I have to pay someone to do it. And because it's so thick, he has to go quite slowly. Driven over this with the mower, in some spots you can see it's barely knocked over the weeds. They're so tall. My hat is driving me bananas. Oh my goodness. Look at that thing. I keep fixing it up and then it goes and flies off again. Never ending up. And then if I get it in the wrong spot, I then can't see where I'm going, which of course is another problem. Oh dear. But this is nice. I find it frustrating to be riding a lot. I would have been able to just drive straight down there and wouldn't have had a problem. But I mean, it just hasn't added that much extra. But I don't keep this section mowed as much as I really should. So we've got a big refrigerated shipping container. Potentially converting it into a space that we could use for a schoolroom for the boys or something. It's got some really thick insulation. It's a wonderful structure. But Gavin's got to get the time to do it, and he's at work most of the time at the moment. His work's getting shut down over this Christmas break. So, yeah. There we go, pulled up. Now I can get off the thing. Okay, so over to the food forest to give you a bit of an update. I have been getting it mowed, but even that's not keeping it completely under control. That poor little orange is completely buried under weeds, so I need to get in here with the rice knife, but I need to recover from the last few days. There's a blueberry in there somewhere. And I still haven't done the iron chelate on here yet, and I'm pretty sure that's what the problem is. But I also found some mycorrhizal probiotics that I want to put under each of the trees too. So everything's just so overgrown. But the lemongrass is doing well, which is fantastic. The comfrey's doing great. I might be able to see more from the other side. My poor little mandarin. She's not happy. She's not happy at all. That little blueberry's doing well. That blueberry looks like it actually has some blueberries that are ready to pick. Oh. Nice. Got a little harvest of blueberries. Oh, my red yarrows starting to come up nicely. Strawberries doing good still. Not bad blueberries. Mulberry's doing fantastically. It's taller than me again now. Let's see if we can see that. So it's taller than me. It's about the same height as the grass in some spots, but this is recovering nicely from after the goats eating it, which is wonderful. Little rosemary and my blueberry are doing well in here, but again, I really need to get in here with the rice knife and clean all this out. The moringa's doing well. It's got heaps of new growth on, which is wonderful. I need to get in here with the rice knife. See, it's doing, I think I've got a sweet potato there too. I don't remember planting that. Oh well. But that moringa's doing well, so really pleased with that. One of the moringas I've got over there actually has a seed pod on it. Really excited about that. Oh, yes. When my fence was fixed, this post was moved towards me, which meant it was too close for the mulberry. I mean, I would be able to get there through there with the ride on now, maybe, but I don't want those roots uncovered like that. So I will probably put all that mulch back, and I'll just live with having to do that little section with the whippersnipper or the push mower. The elderberry that I planted in here died, but this mulberry is doing well. I think these are tree spinach, not tree spinach, tree marigold. Okinawa spinach down there is doing well. Rosemary's doing well. I've got another blueberry here. I really need to get these mulched, because last time I had the slasher come through, I had another mulberry there and it got run over. That's a bitter leaf, I think it's called. I've got those as that, and the tree marigold, I've got those for fodder for the goats. So I'm wanting to plant in, I should put some pigeon pea seeds in along here. And I should plant another mulberry. I'll get there. There you go. That's where the mulberry was. I just stood in it. The Leucaena over there is doing fabulously. Now, I have been meaning to come over here and find my mango tree, because my mango tree has been crowded out by my comfrey. There's a mango in here somewhere. There she is. So I'm just going to roughly chop back some of this comfrey and pull out the cobbler's pegs. I don't want cobbler's pegs. I'm not sure what that is, but I don't want it. I don't want it in there. It's a plant in the wrong spot. That qualifies it as a weed. I mean, I want the comfrey here, but the comfrey is a support species for the mango. So, and the comfrey will all grow back. And the beauty of it is that doing this will actually nicely feed the soil food web as well, and the comfrey will have brought up lots of really great nutrition and nutrients from the lower layers, the deeper levels of the soil, to feed the mango. As much as it looks like I'm being very rough, and I am, the comfrey will recover. In fact, it'll probably come back even bigger. So I'll just have to come and find my mango again. These, on the other hand, are a problem. I don't like the cobbler's pegs. Should make a shirt that says life is better without cobbler's pegs. I really do not like cobbler's pegs. And trying to get them out without getting covered in them is probably a losing battle. Andrew, I only lose when I quit, don't I? If I keep going, I haven't lost. Oh dear. Cobbler's pegs are quite prolific here. I thought they were bad at Eagleby Road when we were there. But they're much worse here. Oh dear. Let's get them away from the garden. Oh. Ideally, I really should be doing this with gloves on. And you can see what the comfrey does. It'll just break down normally. So you don't necessarily need to do this. This will just speed up the process. And the main reason I'm doing this is so that the mango can get some sunlight. Because this poor little mango, it doesn't get a lot of sunlight here anyway. It will once it gets above the IBCs. But at the moment, the sun comes up from over there. So the IBCs are shading it out. So it's not getting a lot of sun. It does get the midday sun in the middle of the summer, but other than that, it doesn't get that much. But that should feed it nicely. So over here, my Leucaena is doing well. I really should take some of those seed pods off because I don't want any more Leucaena coming up around here. My Moringa is in here somewhere. So the Moringa is over there. So it's got a very different leaf structure. I should probably trim back the Leucaena so the Moringa's got more of a chance. I did have some pigeon peas planted in here, but I don't think they survived. But yeah, the Leucaena's basically going to be a support species. I feel like I've got prickles everywhere, and it's probably from that comfrey. It's my own fault for doing it without gloves on. I know better. But look at those. They're all cobbler's pegs. Aren't they horrible? I should come in here with a whippersnipper or something. I might ask Gavin if he can come and whippersnip this for me and get rid of all those cobbler's pegs. I am not a fan of cobbler's pegs. Although they do create a lot of good biomass, and the goats really seem to like them. Which is wonderful. So glad I've got that fence sorted. Just got to work on a few more. Making progress. See, I've got an elderberry in that little mess heap. There's an elderberry there. Over here, I don't know if this is still alive still. It looks like it is. It looks like not only is it alive, but it's got new shoots. So this is one of my macadamias. Really pleased that one's still alive. That's the second one I've planted there. It's an elderberry. I've got those two mulched. And I've been mowing around here, but the grass is just growing up so quickly. So we've got, I think there's a Leucaena over here somewhere, but that bucket's probably knocked it over. Then there's a blueberry. The finger lime's not doing very well at all. Not at all. And of course the cobbler's pegs are just coming up everywhere. So yeah, another blueberry. So that's the elderberry that I showed you before. I mustn't have mulched that. Looks like I may have lost this macadamia, I would say. I may not have. There's a little bit of green still. Well, it might survive. I'll have to come back and check on that in a while. And of course another cobbler's peg. More cobbler's pegs. Eventually, my food forest should be fairly low care. At the moment, I really haven't got enough mulch and wood chips down. There's another blueberry in there somewhere, I think, surrounded with some other weeds. Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's the blueberry. That's a cobbler's peg. I think that's my pear tree. It's recovering nicely from the goats pruning. And a pineapple. Another blueberry. That's a peanut thing, ground cover. It's not a peanut as such, but it's a ground cover. Something is going on with the apple. That's a 3-way apple. So hopefully it comes back okay. I know there's a rosemary at its feet, it's doing okay. I had some strawberries over here somewhere. Oh well, not to worry. I think there's a strawberry there. Another blueberry. And the back side of the citrus. Yes. It's all doing pretty good in here, but I've definitely got to get that mulberry's roots recovered. I definitely don't want those roots exposed like that. Another one of my comfreys that are going nuts. But I am very pleased about having that fence fixed. Just not about the roots of the mulberry being exposed like that. And that's easy fixed. That's not a huge drama. So yeah, anyway, that's this part of the food forest sorted out. And I'm not sure what else I'm going to be planting in here. Probably a few more pigeon peas and some other support species. Most of it I need to wait until the trees get a bit bigger. And the fruit trees that I've just gotten, I'm thinking I might plant on the other side of the driveway, over where the chickens are at the moment. That's where I'm thinking I might plant those ones. Yes. Anyway, that's the food forest update for today. The progress on how the pond's going, and a bit of a ride on the mower. I hope you're all going well and have enjoyed this bit of a wander around my very overgrown garden. I have a lot of work to do. It's the one problem when you get sick and you can't do things for a while, or it just gets too hot. It was way too hot there for a while. Or you have breakdown of machinery, that also causes problems. It was a perfect storm really. Lots of little things happening all at once that caused massive overgrowth, and then you've got to try and get back on top of it all. And when your grass gets that long, actually that's the shorter stuff. There's some really tall stuff over there next to the shed. Really tall. But I better get out of the sun, because this is the middle of the day. I surely shouldn't be out here at this time of day without long sleeves on. But yeah, remember, you're either green and growing, like a lot of my grass, or you're ripe and rotting, like my comfrey leaves. but those rotting things are actually feeding the growing things. So it's all good. It's all part of the cycle. And I'll catch you in the comment section. Bless you. So I was actually struggling to even get up off my chair before. And somehow I ended up planting a fruit tree. So this is one of the trees that we picked up yesterday. The ground is fairly soft at the moment because of all the rain. And this is one of the bigger of the fruit trees that we picked up. So I've trimmed off some of the lower branches. I'm not sure if I've done the best thing by the tree. The previous owner did say to leave it soaking in sea salt solution for a week, which I haven't done, but I have soaked the ground that it was in, a little bit too much. I also put in some, what's this, mycorrhizal fungi probiotic soil fertilizer. I put in 2 bags of mushroom compost, trimmed off the bottom leaves, and then put a wheelbarrow load of wood chips on top. I've also planted some comfrey root, some pigeon pea over the other side, and I've just put a couple of rock melon seedlings in as well. And I'm wanting to put at least another layer of wood chips, wheelbarrow of wood chips, but not today. I've already done more than I'd planned to do, which seems to be the story of my life these days. But I get out in the garden and I get excited, and I get motivated to start doing something, and I start digging a hole, and the next thing I know, I've planted a tree. And honestly, that's the only way I'm going to get these done, is if I do one as often as I'm able to. And I had the chickens here for a while, so this ground should be nice and fertile. I've made it so that I've got lots of room for the ride-on mower to get around. And the plan is to just keep going and with a row of trees down the driveway. So that's my plan. Says I'm going to have to think about how I'm going to fence this area off when I do have livestock in here. But I've already been thinking through some ideas on that. So, and this may end up being a food forest paddock rather than a livestock foragey paddock. I don't know. Haven't quite decided yet. And honestly, when you are planting out trees, you really should plan things a lot better than I am at the moment. At the moment, I have a very, very rough plan. And that's partially because I don't know what we're doing about the house at the moment. But this lovely fruit tree in here is going to be wonderful, and hopefully it will survive and thrive. So yeah, stay tuned and make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the videos. Comment down below if you've got any extra suggestions on what I can do to help this lovely little fruit tree thrive and survive. I should put some wood ash underneath it as well, and probably some Epsom salts and some worm castings, and I'll probably put other stuff under there as well. Anyway, it's planted though, and I'm glad I've got it planted. So it's just one more step, because they say a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So we just do one step at a time. And I'm hoping this should be far enough away from the driveway to not cause a problem for the driveway, because I need to be able to make it so that I've got a 5-metre gap down the driveway for emergency vehicles to get through, and also if we've got any trucks or anything like that coming through. So yes, so that's why I've planted it this far away from the fence, and it should hopefully just do absolutely abundantly there. I'm really excited. So yes, chickens are going, oh, can we scratch around in those wood chips? They look nice. And I'm going, not on your life. Maybe when the tree gets a bit bigger. Anyway, you have a great day, and once again, I'll catch you in the comments section. Bless you. Okay, so I planted one more. Now this isn't actually attached, but this is the top of the banana root that I planted. Unfortunately that got broken off in transport yesterday, so I'll just leave that there to remind me that it's there. And I put a thick layer of mulch around it. But I am done now and I'm going inside. I am not planting anything more. That's it. I'm done. You have a great day. Bless you.